Yeah, what's up, people? This is the boy Vida Saint. Support the Super Eagles. Let's cheer them up. It's not easy. I believe many of us criticize them against their first game, Guinea-Bissau. The one thing about football is not easy. It's not easy at all, The way you watch on TV and the way they play on the pitch, it's physical and it's totally different. And you out there like criticizing Osimhen or criticizing and some other player that they didn't play very well. This is African and it's a Nations Cup. The African football is totally different. Like the way they play in Europe. In terms of the pitch and everything. So we need to cheer them up. We need to support them and see what they can do. And our next game is the Ivory Coast. Yeah, and our next game is we're playing Ivory Coast. The host nation. So it's not gonna be easy for us. So the only thing we need, is to support them. To cheer them up, pray for them, and I believe the victory will be us. You understand me? And at this tournament, I think the big teams, the big nations like Cameroon and Egypt, Algeria, and some others, and look at what I think this Nations Cup is. I think there's no big team in this. There's no big team in this tournament. Okay, and look at for example, look Nigeria playing and Guinea-Bissau, and how the squad we have, and we have a lot of quality teams, those that are playing in Europe, I check like Victor Osimhen and Lukman playing Atlanta, and we have a lot of big stars, playing in Europe. But this is African football, so we don't need to rate any team down. Do you understand me? Because I think the Nations Cup is totally surprising to me. You understand me? It's totally surprising to me. When I watched against Egypt, and look at how these people, and look at how they play. Mozambique really show Egypt that they come to play, they come to win the tournament. You understand me? They didn't come there to make a name, just to make the group or whatever. So they come to the Nations Cup, to try their best, and look at what they play out there. They play fantastic football, and they get a draw from Egypt. You understand me? And Egypt is the favorite team that would say, oh, are they gonna win the first game? Maybe like 4-0 or whatever. I can see what happened. And look at Cameroon. And yesterday, I think they play with Guinea or whatever. And look at what come over there. The total football really changed. Don't rate any team down. Don't rate any African country down or whatever. And look at what goes on. I think they play draw, 1-1 draw. Which Cameroon that everybody, oh come on, they're gonna win the game, like maybe they're gonna win like 2-0 or whatever. Now look at what come out of it. Now come to Algeria playing against Angola, and look at what happened. Look at what happened. They run for their life. They play. I think the game ended 1-1. Come on, man. You see, all the African team, they have improved. Because they have their own stars, they have their quality players also. So, the tournament is, I think I'm really, feeling the vibe, I'm really feeling the vibe is that it's not all the big teams, each season, we see them, topping out the group, we see them like progressing to the next round. I think there will be a totally difference in this season, this tournament. So we keep eyes on watching and see what's gonna happen on there. I believe that some other small teams, they're gonna make it on the second group, and see what they can do. So now I want to talk about my country, Nigeria. So I think they'll be playing against against the hosting nation. So the only thing we need to do is just to pray for them and cheer them up. I believe the victory will be us. That's for sure. Super Eagles for sure, man. I know many will be criticizing them, but I think that is their first opening group. So when you watch the other teams, and you find out that the football is not easy.